Hey everyone, I got a lot of great feedback on the last video I made about how to compare a route that you found online to the MVU maps, to the interactive visitor map using GAIA GPS to make sure that that route is legal and still doable. Got a lot of great feedback on that. People loved it. People thanked me a lot for that. But I got a lot of questions too, and so this video I want to kind of pick up where that one left off and help show how to plan. You know, there's some areas where the MVU map is very confusing. Trails start, they end, they pick back up again. You know, what's legal, what's not, how do you know when you're out there? And so that's what I want to talk about today. And that's what we're going to walk through. Well, again, we'll use GAIA GPS, we'll use the motor vehicle use maps, and we'll use the interactive visitor map from the Forest Service. I always want to encourage people, I always tell people, you know, when people ask how to know where to go, how to find great trails in the Ozarks, or really anywhere, always tell them, you know what, just go out and explore. Just take off and go have fun. Definitely take a buddy with you just in case you get into something that, you know, maybe you get stuck in a mud hole or something and you have some help getting out of it. But always go explore. But I do want to preface that with, do your best to plan where you're going to go before you get out there. And I'll show you why. Because it's real easy. If you're just using GAIA and the MVU map overlay, you can still get in some trouble. You can still get in some areas where it's a little unclear, or at least you'll know where you can go. So that's what I want to talk about, and that's what we'll walk through today. So hope you enjoy it. Hope you learn something. Thanks.
Okay, so here we are in GAIA, and I've got GAIA pulled up. I've also got the MVU map for this area and the interactive visitor map, just like I used in the last video. And so the question came up in one of the comment threads about a unique situation where the MVU map seems to have broken sections. And so this is a fairly popular section, the Ozark National Forest. It's along Murray Creek. It's off of Highway 123. There's a old schoolhouse here that people love taking pictures of their Overland off-road rigs in front of. And so someone happened to notice on GAIA and asked me about it. You've got this section here where this right here is county road, and then you've got a little short section here of Forest Service road, and then it goes here, and then the Forest Service road picks back up. Now, normally when you see trails like this that have, let me zoom in here, that are off-road trails, but there's no color coding for the Forest Service MVU overlay, typically means that they're closed, and 9 times out of 10 they are. But in situations like this, you got to wonder what's going on here. Well, if we go to the MVU map, I've zoomed out too far. If we go to the MVU map, then this is the Pleasant Hill Ranger District 2018 MVU map. You'll notice here's the road that we came up on. Here's that little short stretch of MVU color. And then here's where it picks back up, and right here is this little white space. And this white space on the MVU map means private property. So all these little white spaces here, that's private property boundaries. So the road obviously goes through private property here, and the reason why it's not on the MVU map is because the Forest Service doesn't have jurisdiction over that, so it's not there. So you may think, okay, well, that's probably gated there, or you don't have access there, and I don't know if the private property owners could actually do that or not. So that's when you need to go to the other tool, which is the interactive visitor map, and take a look at it. And so here's the same area. Here's that trail. Here's the little short section of Forest Service road. But you'll see the road does continue through the private property. Here it's in this yellowish color. Does continue through this private property and picks up here. So most likely, since the road's here, that's perfectly legal. That's actually a county road that goes through the private property, and you can travel on it. Are there instances where there may be a gate here? Yeah, but that's just part of getting out and exploring and, seeing what you can see. I do know from experience in this area, because I've been here many times, this area on both sides of the road are blazed purple on a lot of the trees. So you can travel through here on the road, but you can't get out of your vehicles and go explore out into the woods. There's actually barbed wire fencing here too. There's a gorgeous little red cabin somewhere up in here that makes me jealous every time I go by. It would be an awesome place to have that cabin. It's really nice. Would love to know who the owners are and go check it out. But so that's one of those unique situations where you have to compare what you're seeing on GAIA with what's on the MVU map, and then even that's not clear, so you got to go back and compare it to the interactive visitor map and see what's going on. And you'll see, if we flip back over here to GAIA, over here in this area where there's the off-road, the trails, but there's no color shading. If we flip over here to MVU map and go over there, let's see, where are we? Right here in this area. See, there's nothing there. So therefore, none of those trails are legal. And if we go to the interactive visitor map, it's even more clear because they are dotted line and clearly say road closed. So that's one example. That's one of the questions that came up in my thread. So, if you're out and I keep flipping over this, sorry. If you're out and about and only using GAIA and the MVUM Overlay, it can get a little confusing. So that's why I want to stress to everybody, when you go out and about, it is always a good idea. Sorry, my daughter's going back and forth in the room and squeaking the door and slamming the door. So when you're going out and about, I always recommend plan ahead. Know the area that you're going into, check the area out, pre-plan your route, and I'll do another video on how to do that. But pre-plan your route, mark trails that you want to go down, possible alternates, that sort of thing. And before you go, look at it on GAIA, plan your route, check it out, compare it to the MVU map and see what's going on, check out where the private property is, see what trails are open and closed, and then verify any questions you may have with the interactive visitor map. And you'll see places like this. That's kind of an anomaly. But it'll really help you when you're going out, especially in the Ozarks, because it's very challenging. There's no signs, well, very few signs. When there are signs, they're just trail numbers. We don't have trail names here like out west, and especially in Colorado and Utah, that sort of thing. We just have Forest Service random numbers, and if there is a sign, it's just going to be that. And it's not easy, but the more you do this, the more you practice, the more you pre-plan where you're going and stick with that. If you come upon a trail and you don't know, mark it in your GAIA GPS app, and when you get home, if you don't have cell phone signal to pull this up while you're out and about, most likely you won't. Check it out and then mark it and go back out the next time. And if it's a legal trail, go see what it's like. If it's not, then But anyway, so that was one of the questions that came up, and I wanted to address that and just show you again how to use all three tools to plan what you're going to do, figure out what's open, what's closed, what's legal, what's not, and that sort of thing. I did want to show you this because sometimes it can be confusing what's what on each map depending on what overlay you are. GAIA does have a legend. If you go to their help section here and just type in map legend, it'll bring you to this page, and so you can see, you can click on USGA topo map. This is, I don't even know what that is, public land legend. Here's the MVU legend. Green, more vehicles. Green is all vehicles. Yellow says medium, but that's actually highway legal vehicles, and red is few or none. That's much more limited trails. And then you have the U.S. Forest Service maps. Highway, there's gravel, dirt, and unimproved, which those are the good ones. And then a lot more. So anyway, I hope that helps. Hope that helps clears thing up a little bit more. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comments and let me know or shoot me a message. Thanks. Bye.